Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's good to see you all. First, I want to preface this video with, if you guys hear any beeping or sirens or loud things, it's because I'm recording this video in my car in Florida as I'm on a trip, and I'm out here seeing all the Florida springs, which I recommend highly if you guys get a chance. So yeah, if you hear anything, it's just that. But let me just tell you, this world is much more beautiful than these rulers try to make it out to be. They try to turn everything into this dark thing, and this world is so much more beautiful than they could never take that away. So with that being said, guys, let's talk about this amazing find that I've had. Guys, this is proof that we're living out the book of Revelation. I've said this many times, but I want to really just pound it in here. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Philadelphia Phillies. Remember, guys, the Philadelphia Phillies are obviously from Philadelphia, and Philadelphia starts with the letters PHI, okay? And for those of you who already know, the golden ratio is phi, which this is a number that's seen in nature, okay? And it's the golden spiral, right? And I want to show you what I mean here. So you have the golden spiral, the phi. This is the Greek letter for phi, and you notice that this spiral, right? But in math, the golden ratio starts with 1.618, and I'm going to show you just how big this is in this narrative right now, and it's so clear. And just notice, guys, they have this in nature, they have this phi. Notice they have a tiger, and then they have Saturn, and you have Saturn that has the spirals that go around it. You have the seashell that spirals. You notice as the tiger, we're in the year of the tiger. But with that being said, guys, I just want to show you how this, yesterday, on Ignatius of Loyola's birthday, which was October 23rd, the two teams that are going to play in the World Series swept their series, which means they won all 4 games against their opponents, and they made it into the World Series. And I just want you guys to know that this is so scripted, and the Philadelphia teams are going to do well this year. Remember, right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are currently 6-0, and they've scored 161 points. Why have they scored 161 points and they're perfect? Well, because Philadelphia represents phi. Because in the word Philadelphia, you have 2 phis. You have phi, Adel, and then you have another phi, phia, Philadelphia. It's hard to say, but you guys get what I'm saying. So notice that they've scored 161 points, and the first 3 letters of phi is 161. And the Philadelphia team has scored 161, and at the same time that they're at 161, the baseball team makes it to the World Series after being perfect. Remember, the Eagles are currently 6-0. The Phillies swept the series at 4-0, and perfection is all a part of this. The golden ratio, perfection, okay? So I'm going to go into this little thing I wrote. You guys can read through this and go to my community section so you can see the connections I made here, because I can't pull up the pictures. But I just want to focus on the symbolism. Remember, the word Philadelphia has phi in it twice. You can see where I capitalized the phi. In the word of Philadelphia, it has it twice, okay? So that automatically should get you looking at phi, okay? The next thing we should be looking at is the golden ratio. And I've been talking about the 57s, guys. Remember, we're in the year of Super Bowl 57, okay? But before I get to that, let me talk to you about the symbolism here. Notice that the letters of the 2 teams that made the World Series this year are the P and the H. Well, P is the 16th letter in the alphabet. So you have the 1-6 and you have the 8, because H is the 8th letter. And actually, if you were to abbreviate the word Astros and put the A, well, A is the first letter, so you would have 1-6-1-8. Do you see what I mean? Houston Astros is abbreviated. If you abbreviate Houston Astros, you're going to get the numbers 1 and 8. Obviously, you're going to get 81, but what I'm saying, guys, is that this game is all about phi. And it happens on the birthday of the founder of the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus. Perfection. Remember, guys, in Gematria, they're about ready to birth a new world order, a new system. They're symbolizing the birth of a new world order, a new Christ. It's all about perfection. The Mother Mary was a virgin. She was perfect. She hadn't been touched. Jesus was a perfect child. He did everything perfectly, right? It's all about perfection. Remember, we're in Super Bowl 57, and I want you to notice all of these words that equal 57, okay? First of all, I want to mention to you guys that we had 2 deaths this year, okay? We had 2 big events this year, and they're both tied to the golden ratio. Queen Elizabeth II died. Her name equals 1, 6, and 8. Remember, the first 3 letters of phi are 1, 6, 1, 8. Well, if you really talk about it for real, the only 3 numbers that are part of the first 4 of the golden ratio that everyone knows is the 1, 6, and the 8. Notice that Queen Elizabeth equals 168. Notice that Vladimir Putin equals 168. And he was a big story this year when he attacked Ukraine. Remember, electricity is coming. It's going to be bad. I mean, electricity is going to go out. He's got the 168. But here's where we transition to the 57. Okay? But before I do that, I want to show you how the 168 is tied to the book of Revelation. Because if you go to the book of Revelation, you're going to see there's a chapter about the church of Philadelphia, like phi. Notice that it says, "And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, these things saith he that is holy, he that is true. He hath the key of David." What do you guys gonna guess that the key of David equals? Because this is like the main part of the whole text. He has the key of David, and what he opened, no man shutteth. All right? And what he shuts, no man opens. Behold, I have set before thee an open door. Okay? And then he talks about, I will make those bow before you who call themselves Jew, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Okay? So anyways, guys, this is all about phi, and I'm going to show you how mind-blowing this is. So not only does the key of David tie to this, so the main part of this is that he has the key of David to open the door, right? And notice that the key of David, if I can get it to copy and paste here, my computer's being slow. Notice that key of David equals 168, guys. So I just showed you Queen Elizabeth, Vladimir Putin. I just showed you electricity equals 168, key of David, which is in this Philadelphia chapter in Revelation, okay? And Super Bowl 57, if you type it out, LVII equals 168. So the key of David, Super Bowl 57, it's all linking back to the golden ratio, 1618, 168. Remember, guys, why do you think all the World Trade Center stuff and many big events happened in 1968? Well, again, if you think of the 9 as the repeater number in all the 1900s, every year had the 9 in it. But if you take out the 9, you're going to be, again, left with the 168. Why was that such a big year? Because the 168, the golden ratio, the Jesuits, again, tied to all of this. And again, going back to this, but what I want to really point out to you guys specifically is that the 57s are also a big part of this. Because as I listed here, we're in Super Bowl 57. Super Bowl 57 typed out equals 168. Electricity equals 168 and 57. But notice that golden, like the golden ratio, equals 57. Perfection, remember the Eagles are perfect. The Phillies made it to the World Series, sweeping their opponents. Perfection equals 57. Not only does golden equal 57, but golden ratio equals 57. Master builder, 57. Okay? So again, guys, the 57 is huge. Okay? And the 168. The word electricity is woven through this whole year. Now, let's get to the most mind-blowing part, because this is going to blow your guys' mind. It blew my mind. So what I did is I was like, I wonder if I take the whole text. Okay, this is the King James Version. But I'm going to show you 2 different versions and how they're tied to the golden ratio. So again, the reason I took this whole text is because this is the text that talks about Philadelphia, like phi. Okay? So I took the whole text of this chapter and I copied and pasted it into the calculator, okay? And wait till you guys see what you get. Remember, I took out all the number headings and all the headings, so it's just the text. And if you take just the text of the book of Revelation, the chapter about Philadelphia or Philadelphia, which is 1618, look at what you get in the standard English cipher. Just wait for it, guys. My computer's upping the suspense. Remember, guys, 1618, I took the text from the chapter about Philadelphia. Look at the number, 1618. The whole chapter, 1618. Mind blown. Not only that, guys, but it has a 0 in there. Remember, in the number of the golden ratio, that has the first 5 letters are 16180. Notice that the number, if you take the whole chapter of the Church of Philadelphia, it's 10618. But again, you drop the 0, it's in numerology, you drop the 0, so it's 1618. Now, if that wasn't enough, watch this. So if you take the whole chapter and you go to the New International Version, okay, so let me show you. If you go to the New International Version and you take the whole text of the Philadelphia chapter and you copy and you paste it. Remember, I just showed you, I just took the King James Version and it equaled 1618, like phi, okay? But now I'm going to show you how it ties if you do the New International Version. So 2 different versions, okay? The New International Version, you take the full text and you get 13619. Well, how is this tied to phi, guys? Well, this is a prime number. What prime is this? Okay. It's going to pop up. Give it a second. So in reverse ordinal, if you take the New International Version, whole text of Philadelphia chapter, and you get this number, which this is a prime number. Again, wait for it to pop up, guys. It's going to be slow, I think, because my computer. Going to close some windows for you. So look at that, guys. So the number that comes up if you put the whole text of the Philadelphia, 161. I just showed you that if you do the King James Version in ordinal, it equals 1618. And now you take the whole chapter again and you use a different version, you still get a connection to the 161. Again, going back to the golden ratio. It's all about the golden ratio, guys. Remember, golden ratio equals 57. Super Bowl 57 equals 168, 168. So, guys, again, this is all about the book of Revelations and this mathematical number, 1618. So again, guys, we're going to see what happens with this series. But remember, Astro World last year is connected to the Houston Astros. And they've made it to the World Series the last 2 years. So you got the Phillies and the Astros. We're going to see what happens. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys find that as mind-blowing as I did. I'm going to take off. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.